Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Nox Empress. Welcome back to another video. We will be doing Artfight again. This time 3 attacks. Warning for this first one, it is body horror. Or kind of, at least. The character in this one has a twisty body, but it is an animal, so it's almost like a snake. This character is owned by Discounted Chocolate, and I might butcher the pronunciation, but it's Pokiloi, something along the lines of that. You should be able to also see the name on here. There isn't really all too terribly much about the description for this little dude, except he's a wiggly guy. And for the permissions, designs can be changed, but keep it recognizable. Making it humanized or keeping it the same is good. Gore is fine, and being drawn in other attacks with other characters is perfectly fine. Other than that, that's everything about the character. I'll be honest, I had a little bit of a difficult time with drawing this character, especially the face. You will see me redo it multiple different times and end up copying one half of the face to the other so I can redraw using that to get it as consistent as possible and make it look as good as possible. I also decided later on that I was going to make this 2 images of the same character and just different poses for them. That way I could do a little bit more shading and messing with the watercolor brush on Procreate, because I found it and I thought it was pretty interesting and fun. I also really enjoyed the way it made the shading on the piece appear and the way it blended as well. You will also notice that each of the little pieces of art have their own little outline or like color box, because I did want to throw a little bit of color onto there so it wasn't as black and white for the entire thing. I will also note that that character was my 10th attack, and we will move on to my 11th. Memphis Nightshade by Mayo Nakikasu. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I had a lot of fun drawing this character and the background. You will see me pull up references for the character, and then I will pretty quickly move on to the background because that was my biggest priority for this character, because I had a almost instantaneous idea for them because of their little story background. You will notice it's a little coffee tea shop that I try to make a little bit of an ornate table for, however I end up scrapping the idea because it's a little bit too much for this Victorian era style that I was trying to go for based off his background. Speaking of, his description says that he lives in a Victorian house outside the city where he has a tailor shop. When he was extremely young, he had the ability to see ghosts and spirits, which is why he doesn't like to live in the big city, because, quote, too many ghosts bother him there, as he often jokes. But he isn't very fond of people either and prefers to keep to himself. He enjoys calm and quiet environments, and he loves to relax in his back garden where he can feed the birds and drink tea. And that little description gave me the very cute, kind of color coordinated idea of that little coffee tea shop, which you will see me finish doing the main part of shortly, and I will start working on the little character and getting him all pieced together. His ruffles were kind of fun to draw and kind of difficult to draw because I'm really bad with ruffled clothing. I have a very hard time getting it to look just right. So you'll see me redo it a few different times and then end up mirroring it to the other shoulder and doing some movement on it so it looks more cohesive. But at some point I get it where I'm happy enough with it. And then I will work on the shading and other things a little bit later down the line. Towards the end is where I start doing the more directional, sunny versus more cool lighting tones for shadows and everything else. That way it's more cohesive as an entire piece and it blends in a little bit better, which sadly does alter the colors slightly because of the bright yellows and deep blues. But that is pretty much everything for this piece. You'll see the entire thing for a few seconds and then we'll move on to the last attack of this video. The last attack for this video is Kirda, I believe it's pronounced, which is by Scourge of Floth. I think that's how it's pronounced. I am not sure. But they are the 12th attack for this month and one of my animated attacks as well because I wanted to add more to this attack, which did take me quite a bit to do. Whenever the creator originally posted it, they had their main idea, which is an older one or an older image, which I don't think I really used because other images had more visual information that I could utilize. So I ended up starting with the newest base kind of image, which has 3 different forms, the hidden and 2 of the true forms, one without magic and one with magic. And then they have 4 different forms on an entirely different image as well. The disguise, an alternative disguise, true form 1 and 2, which I also used quite a bit. And then there was one image which is now removed, but was a zoom in on the outfit, which I ended up using to make the outfit later down the line, which is consistent for each one of the variations that I went through for this attack, because I felt like it made most sense to keep the outfit the same just in case. After completing the first form that I chose to start with, I did bulk shading that would transfer onto each one of the alterations of their hair, tail, and face for the most part, which I will really quickly take a step aside and give the information off their page as well. So basic information in the description is their name, they're male, young adult, presumed to be around 24. They are a undead spirit. Their specific species is a Sakilra, I believe that's pronounced. Their occupation is a guard, and they are the Ephlyth, Plague of Death. Not sure what that means, but if anyone knows, please let me know. And their partner is Nia, which is not included in this piece, sadly, because I didn't have enough time to include them. But they do look adorable together from what I've seen for the both of them. You will also notice that towards the end, my pace picks up a lot quicker, and I am able to quickly add the alternate versions of it and the magic animation since I made it consistent between each one of the ships. And at the end, you will see the animation, and then that will be it for this week's video. And we have one more video for Artfight 2026.